Even I am not a huge fan of doing rip-off claim because of you know what. I have to say this for comedy purposes. Who in the right freaking mind want to see a rip-off version of Beavis and Butthead? Let's get this started before I stutter. Let's get started. This rant is requested by Jack21 Storm. If you're watching this is for you. Hello fellas, what the search? My name is Nick Hicks Studio Lounge Hill, and I'm very sorry about this fall the rating of this rant or below Dorm, whatever you call this freaking movie. Because I was been busy in life, and that's why I haven't been doing a review for MGM. So probably this will be a lackluster for my MGM because I haven't done anything for MGM. The only thing I did from MGM was that and airing some movie on Nick at Night. So that's the only thing I do because I've been busy for some Disney content, especially for Tangle. I'll go get to that on November, and stay tuned for my redo review of that, and I'll be talking about Rapunzel again and again and again. So yeah. So fellas, today I'm about to do a movie rant to one of the worst movies of 1996, and I would have watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame way better than watch this piece of unfunny piece of crap, which is none than Below Dorm. What kind of a name is that? And if I pronounce this name wrong, I do not give a sitch. Because mark my word, this film don't deserve my appreciation, and if this video get unscripted, I don't care because I just want to get this rant over with before my mom called me. So let's get started before that happens. Here we go. So this movie came out in 1996. It came out at the exact same year as Scream and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now wait a minute, is the Scream came out in 1996? Oh, hold on a minute. Hold the phone. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll get you in a minute. Yeah, I think the Scream movie came out in 1996, so I hope I'm right. If I'm right, glad to me. Anyway, enough of the ado. Let's get this over with. So, before I get to my opinion on this film, let's talk about the history. And this rant will be even shorter because I honestly don't want to talk about this film after I get done my research. So, let's get the history how this film made, and then I'll tell you my opinion on it. Yeah, when this film came out, and this film had no release date for Vive on Rotten Tomatoes, even this film was so bad, they did not even bother to say what day that this film came out. Because Rotten Tomatoes normally said this film came out in 1996. I already know that, but what day? And they didn't even put that. How embarrassing is that? And look at the Rotten Tomato. Man, even this Rotten Tomato rating is not as bad. Not as bad as the last Aero Poopy and Dragon Ball Revolution and Trollland. But still, this film is bad. Like, I swear to God. Yeah, this film got a 4% on Rotten Tomato for the critic, and however, this film got a 51% for the audience. And you already know that this film is stoink because this Rotten Tomato rating, give us the perfect describe that this film is a rip-off to Beavis and Butthead, and I'll get to that very shortly. And Below Dorm, if I say a name right, I do not give a darn because this film doesn't deserve my appreciation once again. So this disgraced film got a 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb. That is just as bad as the last Aero Poopy and some of the terrible Disney live action remake. And nope, I'm not talking trash on Disney Snow White anymore because I'm going to give that thing a chance. And if you call me a Disney show, freak you. And this film got a 1 on Megascore. How embarrassing is that? And how the box office? Well, it was a flop. Yep, it was a flop. Below Dorm was a box office flop. And this film grossed $13 million at the box office in North America. Are you telling me that this film got a low rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and this film can't even be a box office success? I gotta say, The Hunchback of Notre Dame box office is way better than Below Dorm. Which is not saying a lot, because I heard The Hunchback of Notre Dame did pretty meh at the box office. Well, Japan got some great review, but hey, that was just saying, Yeah, that is embarrassing. Like, this is a whip off the Beavis of Butthead, and now this whip off the Beavis of Butthead did not get a box office success. How disgrace. And at the same time, I do not give a sitch. And this film got a Razzie. Okay, how embarrassing is that? Okay, first this film got a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this film got a 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb, and this film was a box office major flop. Yeah, this film got a Razzie, and this film won the Razzie for Worst Actor. Sean won for Worst Actor in 1997 at the Razzies, and honestly, and even worse, this film won for Most Painfully Unfunny Comedy and Worst On-Screen Hairstyle. And of course, this film got nominated for Worst Actor. But most of all, look at this. No Oscars, no Golden Globe, and no Academy. But it's the same way, but I don't give a sitch. Yeah, this film got a Distinctive Bad Movie Award. I hope for the living God that Disney Snow White will not have that. If they have that, yeah, the group who is my friend won't be happy. And yeah. Oh boy, let's get to my opinion on this freaking movie for once. So, what do I think about this movie? This film is garbage. Yeah, this film is garbage, and this film have no right to be exist. And I get sad, but this has got to be one of the worst movies of 1996. If you want to watch a way better movie of 1996, and I'll get to that very shortly. So yeah, maybe at the end of the video. Like, what else I have to say about this film? All the stuff I said about this film is going to be the same old thing and the same old bullcrap. Like, you already know that the story is stupid. You already know this is a whip-off. This is a copycat version of Beavis and Butthead. Well, even this film have nothing to do with Beavis and Butthead. But every time that those two knucklehead keep on doing some stupid crappy stuff just like Beavis and Butthead, I gotta say Beavis and Butthead did a lot better than this imposter Beavis and Butthead. Well, even this film have nothing to do with Beavis and Butthead, but I don't give a sitch, because this film deserves unscripted much. And you already know that the character is so unlikable, like the main characters are completely stupid. And of course the villain in the film, Miss Jonathan. One of the worst villains of 1996. And mark my word, Judge Furlow is a much better villain of 1996, because at least his villain is very dark and very greedy for a Disney film and the Disney classic, for a Disney Renaissance, for God's sakes. But the villain, Miss Jonathan, okay, what kind of name is that? That is stupid. Sorry, dude, that is so stupid. And of course, this film got released on January 12, 1996. Are you telling me that you have audacity to release this film on January? It shows that they do not give a sitch about this film at all. And this film got a $15 million in the US decade. And this film got a $8.5 million in the US decade. How embarrassing is that? And of course, this film is 1 hour and 28 minutes. And this film is from the director called Jason Blum. Let me see what movie he directed. Okay, he directed Criminals, he directed The Human Bodyguard. Maybe that's the only film he directed? I gotta say, I think Criminals and The Hitman Bodyguard is a much better movie that he did more than Below Dorm, I gotta say. And the slapstick, you already know that the slapstick is so bad as much as Cartoon Media the movie. Well, even Cartoon Media the movie is the worst slapstick movie I ever seen, but this film is in a close second for the living God. And of course, the climax, all completely insane climax, I gotta say. And of course, the ending can go such yourself. Like, you already know about this freaking movie. This film deserves like a 1 out of 10. It's the worst movie. And this film as well deserves a seal of Nick Cage Studio Lounge garbage. And who agree with me that, you know what? Honestly, you want to watch a way better movie of 1996? Just stick with the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And at least you got my goal right here. She is such a hottie. Okay, I gotta watch my mouth. Anyway, fellas, so that was my short, lackluster, unscripted rant on Below Dorm, and I'll probably Jack 21 Storm won't mind this video be unscripted. But bottom line is, I just want to get the request to Cray fan because he keep bothering me about giving requests about looking at his letterbox, and I hope his letterbox will be a lot better than Alex and Branch. Yeah, Alex and Branch letterbox, they are not revealed, they are cyberbullying, and that's all I have to say. So screw this film, and Jason Blum, what are you thinking? And no wonder this film got a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic, 51% for the audience. No wonder this film got a 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb. No wonder this film is a box office flop. Sorry, I said it like 2 times because but I'm trying to say that like a broken freaking record. And of course this film, and no wonder this film got a Razzie Award. And Below Dorm, go freak yourself. Anyway, guys, so stay tuned for my videos in the future, and tonight stay tuned for my video about my reaction to Letterboxd, which I will be reacting to people Letterboxd. First I done it to John Wick fan, Starboy, and now for Cray fan. So get ready for that. I'm gonna be react to Cray fan Letterboxd, and of course I might do a trailer reaction, but that will be tomorrow. So I just don't feel like doing another MGM review. So maybe next week, I don't know, because I'm trying my best to take my time to do an MGM review, because I'm planning on to do a review on the Wizard of Oz. Good, we're gonna get the positive for once. And speaking of that, that will be my next MGM review, because I will be reviewing of the Wizard of Oz. No, not the one for 2014, you dumb idiot. No, I'm talking about the older one that came out in the 30s. So wait a minute, is the movie came out in the 30s? Hold on a minute. Oh boy, it came out in 1939. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, guys, so this is Nick Hicks Studio Lounge signing off, and Below Dorm, go flick yourself, and Beavis of Butthead is a much funnier Below Dorm. And Jason Blum, what are you thinking?